Hi, my name is Seamus and welcome to Finchfield Fix. This is Finchfield House, built in the 1860s as an Italianate Victorian. My wife and I purchased the house back in 2016. Over the years, I've learned a lot about renovating old homes, and I'm going to share that knowledge with you right here on this channel. Today, I'm going to show you how to fill gaps in wood floors with a two-part wood epoxy. So these are 160-year-old wide plank floors with a decorative paint finish. And in older homes, sometimes you get wide gaps between the planks. And today we're going to show you how to fix that. And there's also quite a few scratches. This is all down to this culprit, Parker, and his sister Iris. Obviously, your home should be lived in and the pets run around and the floors take a little toll because they're a soft pine. Okay, so here are some of the materials you're going to need to complete this renovation. This is a floor protection called Guardia. It's waterproof, it's self-adhesive, you don't need to tape anything to the floor. I never leave home without this. You're going to need some paper towels. This is wood epoxy, so it's a two-part epoxy, part A and part B that's mixed together. And we're going to use this to fill all the white gaps. Obviously, handy dandy disposable gloves because you're going to need it for the wood epoxy. So when we're finished painting, we're going to use this polyurethane. It's a water-based polyurethane satin finish. We're going to need yellow, a mustard color, a black, and a white paint. Here's some of the hand tools you're going to need for this project. Starting from left to right, a 5-1 tool, utility knife, a paintbrush with a little water, and a 2-inch taping knife. We're going to need 120 grit sandpaper and an orbital hand sander, and a good old shop vac. So start with the utility knife and just very gently cut into whatever's stuck between the gaps in the floors. In this case, it's old caulk, and just try not to cut into the actual wood planks themselves. As you can see, it's very satisfying to get all of that out of there. And you may need to jump back and forth between a 5-1 tool and a utility knife, just depending on how stubborn that material is. And then when you're satisfied with it and you've got out what you can, it's time to just vacuum everything up. Okay, this is very important. When you're working with epoxy of any sort, make sure you put on some disposable gloves. And this is a two-part epoxy. Start with part A. It almost feels like marshmallow. And make it into the size of a snowball. Just like that. And then take part B. This particular product, part B, is a little crumblier, so you're going to have to pick up all those little bits. You want equal parts. Just like that. And we're going to mix them together. So the goal here is to make a uniform color between both of them. It takes a little bit of kneading, but if you're a baker, this will be easy for you. Here we have it. Now is the fun part. So there's different ways to do this. I like to force it into the joint as much as possible and just keep forcing it in. But just take your time again with this particular part of the process, working it back and forth until you're satisfied. Then just scrape it all off, just like that. Once you scrape it off, you may have to go back and fill a few pieces of voids. And then, this is the best tip I can give you. Use an old chip paintbrush and a little water and just rub that on the epoxy and then smooth it out. So you can use the taping knife, you could use your finger and just keep that area wet. And again, you may have to go back and just fill a few little pieces. Scrape it all off. And smooth it out. So here I'm just working it in side by side. And that's really just to fill in any parts that I feel are a little too low and need a little more epoxy. And just clean it all up with a paper towel. It just saves a little cleanup later. So it should look something like this when you're done. And again, the goal is not to make a perfect floor. It is 160 years old, and the goal here is to do a decorative paint finish over the top of it again. So after the wood epoxy is dried overnight, it's time to sand. I like to put the sander onto a shop vac so there's no dust in the area that you're working in. We're going to use 120 grit sandpaper, and it's really just to give a key for the paint that we're going to paint over the top. Here I am finishing up the painting, taking all the glory, but actually my wife did all the painting before me. With a little time and patience, you could do this floor at home, all for under $500. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if there's anything you'd like to see me fix, please leave a comment below. And I'll see you next time on Finchfield Fix. Oh, hello puppies.